We started really not in blockchain. We started in measuring non-financial value. That was our big thing. And we became the world leaders in that, and a lot of government laws in the UK around the world are based on metrics. So in this country there's something called the Social Value Act. We're the biggest provider of metrics with the Social Value Act 2012, local authorities, LEPs, etc., to measure the value for contracts. So the contracts are placed based on representing 20%, up to 20% social value, and that decides who gets a contract. The biggest we've done is 1.5 billion. So suddenly, I assure you, if you're a CEO, you love children and an environment when there's 1.5 billion at stake, okay? And they're going to be quite robust, because we've been in court 5 times to defend, we've always won, but of course you're going to get challenged. If you don't win a contract because you don't love trees, then you're going to kick some ass, right? So we're there. The new one was Theresa May asked us to do the Modern Slavery Act 2015 before she became Prime Minister, so we've done the metrics for that, and we're the biggest provider there as well. That's a small market, even though it's 17,000 companies. The Social Value Act, we're about 20 times as big as our nearest competitor. Okay, so let's move on. Right, blockchain. So after 5 years, we kind of got in a kind of leadership position in measuring value. We do the metrics for India, the 2% CSR law, 2% of gross profits must be spent on corporate social responsibility. Indonesia, the same. Mauritius, 2% law as well. And Mauritius is our first whole country gig. We've been asked to measure 141,000 companies, 300 NGOs to eradicate 1% poverty. So measurement, as Bill Gates said, if you don't measure it, like in business, if you don't measure it, you can't build it. All right? So you've got to measure it first to know if you're good, bad, ugly, whatever. We were very cool with that, and we kind of do lots of things, personal value and so on. But last year we thought, let's move into the transactional value. And we had a dream to do this, and to be honest to you, we thought it was a 100-year gig. We didn't think it was a tomorrow thing. This time last year, I had only just heard of the word blockchain. Okay, I never heard of the word blockchain until then. I went, what the hell is this? You mean there's a concept of moving a block of value from A to B? Sorry. So we started moving into this area to actually say, let's move not just block of normal value, but other kinds of values. I mean, I think we say here, there are many kinds of values, aren't there? Love has value. Kindness has value. Being generous to people has value. All right? But why can't we transact that? Because for 5-6 years now, we've been measuring value. We digitize non-financial value. We do it. We make non-financial value like sentiment into financial value. I love you, £4.50. It goes down very well, as you can imagine. And the third thing, we use it through fast data. We measure company value in around 10 seconds. People like Barclays, every 10 seconds their share price and their social value. So that was good, but question is, what can we do? You can see I have no idea how this works. So we started moving into the area of taking our tech, now with humanitarian tech, which is why I was in the States, because we went in the hum tech area. Guys, we have 14 inquiries from World Bank, we had 15 from United Nations, IADB, International Development Bank, and we thought, actually, I'm sick to death of traveling back and forth to the States. I don't travel very well, so we have established a relationship with Fordham University, which is where I went in. Fordham University in the States is the biggest humanitarian university in the world. They supply more NGOs than graduates from NGOs. And the great humanitarian Donald Trump was a Fordham University graduate, as are several CIA directors. So there you go. So we can combine technologies. I'll get it. So we've gone from blockchain, which is a movement of value, hard, tangible assets, to our theoretical framework is that value has both kinds. For the sake of it, we have red plus blue. All right, that is the and we have some quite recognition. So Chandler Glow is one of the biggest Bitminer guys in the world, Bitminers in the world. He owns a third of Ethereum. All right. His server farms are bigger than some of these buildings. We brought him over into University of Cambridge conference last November. He's become a good friend. I was with him 4 hours on Sunday. We're doing a $5 million ICO, hopefully September this year, in the area of non-financial coin. All right, and we need his expertise. Cryptocurrency isn't my expertise. We have recruited the head of Barclays. She was head of Barclays, government Barclay Card, I think. 30-year banker, Bank of England's Payment Council, head of cryptography, director. And she was used to transacting 385 billion a day in real money, and we moved her as CEO into this area. She's head of Russian livelihood. Because this is serious stuff. When you're moving big money, it's serious stuff. It's out of academia. And so Barbara Malish, who sadly couldn't be here today, she's actually on board of a bank right now, doing her normal stuff. So Chandler is a fan of our work, and we're very honored to have this guy. Okay, so this is where we started. Don't read the blurb. That was our dream before we heard of blockchain. Currency of intangible value. We know the currency of financial value is $1. What's the currency of non-financial value? That was the key. Where we are right now, we have about 35 commissions. I'm not going to talk about them. I'll talk about 6 because we're all quite busy. The biggest ones. And generally speaking, we rarely ever do anything without being commissioned, because 125 academics, 50 analysts. We've recruited 17 more blockchains since January. We had 5 before. These cost money, and we're not just a charity. Okay, we're not for profit, but we have to get it funded. So people fund us to do these things. We're building a platform now to release in September next to the ICO. It's like an Ethereum out of UK, but for non-financial value. Okay? And the point being, it brings in non-financial value and non-financial impacts. So here are some of the applications. The first one that caught people's imagination, not our first project, was actually Islamic coin. That's a really controversial thing to say, isn't it? After Monday. It's a really controversial thing to say. If I said to you normal Islamic coin, you would think quite possibly terrorist money. If I say to you a coin which carries the beliefs, the correct beliefs of religion, the peaceful beliefs, that if you follow those beliefs, you get rewarded, discounted, etc. That's a complete different ballgame. That has led us to another relationship which we can't announce yet, but in October we'll announce, with a massive faith-based funding. The faith is a huge pension fund and organizers. My first speech at the Vatican was because of money movement through faith. SDGs. So the point about the United Nations is that they told us, we sponsored a conference in January in Beijing and in Washington, and they told us, look, 60% of our money we receive, including the World Bank, is spent by ourselves. 30% is spent by the country we're in, and 5% maybe gets to the person we're trying to help. So what we want is to see the impact associated with the money transaction. If the impact is not delivered, the money does not get transacted. And the impact is more than just money, isn't it? If I empower you, if I make you a happier person, if I can then go out and get a job, you've got to be able to capture those values. So, Women's Coin is a new one from Lady Bamford, the family owns JCB, I think you may know. And that is a coin for women by women, carrying the values of women. I've been told about 2 minutes, so maybe they've knocked me out already. There you go. This one is a simple paradigm. I'll do it all 3 in one go. I go volunteering, I get credited, boop, social credit. I go to my Starbucks, how much? $10, I give you $8 cash, $2 credit. We're doing this for John Lewis right now with a big million trial. I then go down Google Street. I shop here, not here, because they're a good company and they're not such a good company in my eyes, my value system. I go and buy this coffee, not this coffee, because this is made by slavery conditions and this isn't. So use value as a kind of transaction system. So finishing off, really, we've got a big project with Metropolis, 1,200 cities. We're doing 5 cities, Bristol. I believe some of you guys are from Bristol. To begin with, impact inventions, Citycoin, that Bristol, Guangzhou, Medellin, Berlin, Mashhad. Some guys from South Africa there, gentlemen I just met. We have 10 people on provenance of leather. Fashion industry. The fashion industry is a live animal to begin with. It's a dead animal, and yet it's suddenly worth a lot more when it's hanging on someone's arm. and then finally it goes to landfill. The financial value goes like this, the non-financial value drops like a stone when it was live, to dead, to abattoir, tannery, conditions, etc. Tracking the provenance of those products. This project over there on the right is actually, we just had this morning, a £40 million project in the UK. We haven't started. A £20 million application by HEFKE universities, matched by £20 million financial funding from the private sector. Ironically, we founded the financial sector, the private sector money, and we now have got a consortium of 12 universities to put us into a blockchain for knowledge procurement. As you acquire knowledge, not just badges, it's also non-intangible knowledge, knowledge from faith, knowledge from volunteering, etc. All to accumulate as a passport. I think we're going to skip all this boring stuff. What we do, lots of white papers. We are on our 5th white paper now. You can go, it's all open source. We're an open source organization. Lots of conferences, lots of proof of stuff, now at enterprise level. Only to say it's built on a theoretical framework, which is called social earnings ratio, which became, in 2013, the fastest adopted impact metric in the world. And that's it. We have 60,000 members, 7,000 heads of CSR, the biggest companies in the world. We lead in that position. We have a journal free of charge to everyone, whether you remember or not, about 80, 100 pages. Those last are on blockchain. These are people who actually asked us for interviews, can you imagine? Of course, that's Donald Trump on the 4th one, yeah. And we get commissions for measuring all kinds of non-financial stuff. All kinds. Faith, religion, all kinds. We get that. It's embarrassing, but that's what the Vatican called us. We have 5 commissions for the EU. Last week I was in Paris because we started off a fashion industry provenance of products. People like Natalia Supernova, who is the biggest supermodel in the world, maybe top 3, she has something called LB, a love coin, okay? Who want to reward people through fashion, again, through purchasing, through power of purchasing. Those are the companies who work with us. I think there are 4 people on MasterCard there's a guy called Sam Mazloom who's working with us with MasterCard. You guys have got 3 patents and 40 blockchain, 3 white papers and 40 blockchain apps, patents out there. Because we want to bring in the assured coin basis. I think MasterCard and Visa guys understand that. And that's it. Thank you very much.